So, the brand new set from Pokemon Paldea Evolved has been out for a couple of days or so now, and I thought we'd cover off two subjects. Firstly, I want to run through the top 10 most valuable Pokemon cards from Paldea Evolved. And secondly, should you actually buy these cards? Should you be going around and grabbing them all? Are the prices going to continue to go down? Are they going to spot them out where they are now? Or are the prices about to go up? Well, hopefully today I can answer all those questions for you. So, let's rip into it. Alright, yes, so today we are going to be talking about Paldea Evolved, running through the top 10 cards, and of course, what we think is going to happen to those prices over the next few months. But before all of that, you're probably wondering why I'm not actually in my office. Well, I'm actually on holiday, guys. Check this out. Yeah, guys, first family holiday since before COVID. So nice to get away, isn't it, Hugo?
Yeah!
Yeah! Anyway, enough about my holiday, back to this set. I do want to point out, though, that I have based these prices off a combination of things. Firstly, TCG Player, just to get an idea of the order, but mainly I've used eBay solds. I actually find that's the best way to accurately get prices, because that's what people are paying for the cards, and also it represents more of the UK prices rather than just like the US. You get a nice little mix of the two. So yeah, bear that all in mind. Also, the prices are accurate as of this date on screen that you can see here, guys, as well. In 10th place, we actually have like 3 cards here, and it could have been about 5 or 6 to be honest, because they're all so close in value, but I picked these 3. We have the Skeldrick EX, we have the Grusher Special Illustration Rare, which by the way, I'm shocked at how cheap this is if you compare it to like Snow Hazard and how much the card was in that, and also the Squawkabilly EX, one of my favourite cards in the set. All of these cards are coming in around the £15 mark. In 9th place, we have a card I did not expect to see in this list, and that is the Tickerton EX. Tickerton EX, I think is. Now, this is a full art card. It's not a special one at all, but I believe it's playable, and I think that's where it gets some of its value. You're actually going to find, I think, during the Scarlet and Violet era, maybe not the 151 era set, because that's going to be madness, of course, but with the main set stuff, I do think we're actually going to find cards being more valuable due to playability now, especially with Pokemon Worlds just round the corner. People are going to be buying cards to put in their deck, so yeah, playable cards are definitely going to be the more valuable ones now, that's for sure. But anyway, yes, the Tickerton, that's coming in at around the £17 mark for that card. In 8th place, we have the Meowscarada EX, beautiful SIR card here. Why can't we just call them all arts? Do we just call them all arts? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, the Special Illustration Rare Meowscarada EX, a very, very nice card. Personally, I like the Quaxley line. I think the artworks on them are really cool, but this is still a beautiful card. I do like it a lot. But value-wise, yeah, around the £19 mark. In 7th place, we have a Boss's Order. And you know what? These cards, Boss's Order cards, and I was looking at some other sets, all of them are seeming to climb in value at the moment, Boss's Orders. And again, it could be due to the playability factor. But the reason this is up there as well is because it's a brand new artwork for a Boss's Orders cards. They're always popular. This is a really, really nice one. It's a Special Illustration Rare. I do like it a lot. It's coming in around the £20 mark. In 6th place, we have the Dendra Special Illustration Rare. Again, why can't these just be called all arts? But yes, we have the Dendra in this. Pretty cool, actually. It's weird that it's not like a scene. It's like a full face card rather than a scene, which normally all arts or Special Illustration Rares are. But anyway, yeah, this is coming in around the £25 mark. In 5th place, we have one of 2 IR cards that made the list. Most of these are all like trainers and Special Illustration Rares, but there are 2 IRs in this list, and this Tyranitar is actually one of them. Now, normally in most sets, I don't think IRs would actually be this high up, but because it's a Tyranitar, I just think the popularity is there as people love a Tyranitar and seeing something special, and it's been a while actually, I think, since we've had like a big Tyranitar card. Have we Sleepy Tyranitar? Would that have been the last one in Battle Stars? I think it might have been. So yeah, it's been a while. Hence why this one's a little bit more up there in value. This is coming in around the £26 mark for this card. So yeah, pretty mad for an IR. In 4th place, we have the second IR. We have the Magikarp. Now, weirdly, TCG Player has this as the second most valuable card, and it puts it around the $50 mark for this card. But if you actually look on eBay, and especially in the UK, the value is less here in the UK by some considerable amount. It's around the £30 mark here in the UK. So I've actually gone for that price over what it's potentially selling for in America. I don't know if there's the taxes and VAT and stuff that go into the price to make it seem higher, but yeah, basically £30 over here. But this is my chase card. This Magic card, beautiful. In third place, we have the FAO EX, another beautiful card. This is probably my second favorite card from the set. I do like it a lot. I think the artwork's very cool. And actually, I quite like the Pokemon. For one of the new Gen 9 ones, it's not bad. Not crazy amazing, you know, like the whole stuck on sword teeth, but it isn't a bad one. I like polar bears. This has got that polar bear vibe, yeah, so I do like it, guys. And this is coming in around the £35 mark. In second place, it's the Ione. It's the Ione full art, not the special illustration rare. As you can imagine, that's number one, of course, in set, but no, it's the Ione full art. This is coming in around the £50 mark. And in first place, as if you have any doubt, guys, it's of course the Ione special illustration rare. Now, don't get me wrong, this does nowhere near have the value that it did in Clayburst. Japanese waifu cards are just, they're a mind unto their own. They are crazy with regards to value. I don't think the price definitely doesn't translate over exactly to English, and it shouldn't do because there's much more of them printed in the UK. They're easier to pull than they are in like Japanese booster boxes where you only get one special hit per box, whereas here in the UK you get like 3 or 4 in a box and stuff like that. It's a lot easier to pull, but it still does have some big value. Some people aspire, it's got a pretty broad range. I've seen some go as low as 80 and some go as high as 120. So we're going to call it around the £100 mark in value for this card, which I'm not going to lie, as it got released a few days ago, that's not bad. The Miriam at this point was half that value. So this is sticking a little bit higher, and it's actually a better card looks wise with all the different Pokemon in it personally myself. So you know, this is one I wouldn't mind owning because of the artwork and design, not because it's a waifu. I just think it is a cool looking design. But yeah, £100 for the Ione special illustration rare, the #1 card in the set. Should you buy these cards? And I would say it depends what you are looking to do. I think if you are just looking to add these cards to your collection right now, then now is actually a really good time to start buying them, because if you look at some graphs I'm going to show you in a moment, the prices do seem to have bottomed out somewhat, and if they are going to go lower, you're talking a few pounds rather than tens or hundreds of pounds that the cards are going to drop in value. It's going to be very minimal, that you're never going to feel hard done by if you go and buy the cards right here and now. So as an example, you've got the Ione. That was well over the $100 mark, well, nearly $200 on release, and you see it just fell off a cliff, boom, down to where it's kind of like a bottoming out now. It's probably going to go down just a little bit more over the next couple of weeks or so as well, but it's at that lower point, as well as the FAO. That was another one that was really high. Again, boom, off a cliff, as you can see from the graph, guys, from TCG Player, and then it's kind of bottoming out somewhat now. And it still astounds me, by the way, that people overpay for cards like around release or just before release. Like, why overpay? You know, it's proven with every set, the cards plummet after release. It just happens, guys. So yeah, you are though in a good place. If you want to buy them for your collections, now is a good time to start picking them up. They're not going to get much cheaper. Are they in good investment piece though, this set? Should you be picking up these cards to make money on them in the future? Honest truth, I don't think you should. I don't think this is a set that is going to live forever in the memory. Don't get me wrong though, Pokemon cards will pretty much always go up in value from like the release day drop, like, you know, this dip that you have after release, they will eventually start to pick up, but I don't see any of these ones really climbing like you've seen with some of the stuff like the tag team cards, which are obviously massively on the up. I don't see that happening with this set. However, if you were really wanting to buy some cards from this set to potentially invest in, then I think actually the Magikarp and the Tyranitar would be the two that I would pick up a bunch of. I'd wait for the price to just get that a little bit lower, maybe grab a bunch of them and just put them away in a binder or in a safe or whatever, or maybe even get them graded for the future, but you are talking 5-6 years down the line. You're not talking in 6 months that these cards are going to go up in price. You can see that, for example, with Scarlet and Violet era ones. You can see on this graph, guys, the Miriam, for example, is still yet to pick up in price. It will eventually start to go, but it's not going to go boom to the roof and stuff like that. And there's a couple of other cards. The Gardevoir, another one, is a good example from Scarlet and Violet. As you can see, again, really dropped in price and is kind of stayed low and hasn't even started to pick up in value yet. And a lot of the same things from Scarlet and Violet are going to happen or are happening with Paldea Evolved cards. So no, this is not a massive investment piece. I would personally save your money to either buy sealed of this and have it sealed, because sealed product, as a rule of thumb for Pokemon, does always go up in value if you pick it up at RRP, or put your money into 151, the latest Japanese set coming, because that's going to be crazy, or Obsidian Flames here in the UK, because it's got the Charizards in it, or on September the 22nd, they are releasing the English version of 151, and that is going to be crazy too. They're the ones that I would focus on more if you are looking for an investment piece, shall we say. Those sets would be a better option than Paldea Evolved. So in a nutshell, if you want the cards for your collection, then yes, go and buy them, because they're not going to get much cheaper than where they are now. If you want to invest in it, my answer is no, to be honest. Worry about those future sets. But anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with what I've got to say? Do you think I've got some good points here, or do you completely disagree with me? Let me know in the comments down below. Very interested to see what you've got to say. Other than that though, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you enjoyed the video. Do give it a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for more content. There's got loads of cool little like talking head pieces that is coming up. Make sure to check out some other content up here, and stay safe, and I'm gonna go jump in the pool. Peace.